Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, did you see that cool new intro?
I did. Who did that? Was that you?
Aye,
That's impressive, mate. That's
thanks,
impressive.
man. And do you know
When did
what's
you
crazy?
start working on that?
Like 20 minutes ago.
Well, sheer honesty.
Crazy, eh? I knew the wee hairdo would tickle you. I literally was watching for your
Oh, aye.
reaction.
Aye.
Every
Fucking J,
day.
J, J, J. Mike McQuiff.
J Mac McQuiff. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we return to you tonight with a movie review. The bread and butter of what this podcast always has been and hasn't been recently. So let's get back to
Well, it always has been, but not.
Hi. So we kind of wanted to watch a movie and talk about it. Pretty much that's what our friendship, that's what our podcast, that's what all of our community has loved, and that's what we've all loved about everything to do with all that cool stuff. So that's what we're going to do again today. We watched a movie that was on Netflix, which you can watch on Netflix if you've got Netflix, called Alone. And
Hey, you got Netflix, man?
I got Netflix.
'Cause
Hey,
I got Netflix.
I got Netflix. You should come over some Netflix and kill. I would like to say that I would love for you, the Jibber Jabber community, to send us some movies you'd like us to review, and perhaps watch along. We've got a couple of ones coming up that J-Mac's really excited about very soon. We'll talk about that in a wee while, but we will get into the bread and butter of what this episode's about. The movie is called Alone, and it dropped on Netflix in 20. It's dropped not too long ago actually, but it was made in 2020. This movie, it was directed by John Hyams, and written by Matthias Olsson. Yes, Matthias Olsson. It stars Jules Wilcox, Mark Menchaca, and Anthony Hale. Do you remember from Silence of the Lambs? Mark Menchaca. He was actually in Ozark. He played the uncle to wee Ruth Langmore. So uncle, was it Russ Langmore? Russ, and he got electrified. Turned into a little bit of barbecue. But J-Mac, set the scene. Tell us the synopsis in your opinion of this movie, if you had to write it.
The movie Alone is almost what you call a typical kidnap movie, but not. There are some twists and turns in there, some unexpected behaviours from some members of the cast that you would not expect in a film of this ilk. This is a film where people might actually react in the way that the people would actually react in real life, as opposed to just running up the stairs and expecting to get away. No, this woman actually. That's the thing. That's the thing that makes this film special. There's behaviours that this woman does in this film to escape that are so much more realistic than what you would normally get from your everyday kidnap horror slasher fare. And it was so refreshing to see. Don't get me wrong, she doesn't make no mistakes, otherwise she'd never get caught and it'd be a shite film. But there's this film has merits. What's that? What is that? That sounds like sound effects you'd hear when you're walking through like the Edinburgh dungeons or something.
It was something like that. Yeah, I loved your synopsis there. A bit long for a DVD cover, mind you, but it's pretty cool.
I bet it's not too long for a Laserdisc cover. Have you seen those, by the way?
I've seen your one. Matthew Mann says, "Sup guys, watched this earlier. Not bad at all. Dude had a killer tash." That's right. He was trying to take her to Never Land.
I mean, I have to say, I mean, it was really nice to see James Hetfield try something different. I don't know if you've got any pictures that you can bring up of this guy, but the whole James Hetfieldiness, I couldn't get over it. Once Matthew Mann pointed it out to us after we said we were going to do this movie, Matthew Mann pointed out that he looks so much like James Hetfield, and I couldn't get it out of my head. Right?
It does.
It does. It's like once he catches her, he's going to make her ride the lightning. You know. So once he catches her, she's never getting away.
Well,
she's going to hear the bell toll.
If you would like to see this fella that we're talking about, you'll see him right now via this trailer.
Here comes a copyright strike, but hey ho.
If we talk over this, J-Mac, maybe it's less likely to get ripped off.
That's a good point, actually. Let's do that.
live nearby?
Trees.
No,
Volvo.
not really.
Mate, does she not... There it is! Up and never,
God.
never live! Oh!
I'm headed
Oh,
north.
man. It's nice to
Hey,
see
does
Carrie and Mouse. I've not seen her.
Right,
in
mate,
ages.
mate,
It's
mate,
amazing.
that's literally what I was just about to say! Literally, I says,
gotta
mate,
go.
It's
I'm-
just
and
gonna
then when
take
you
a
said
gotta go.
minute.
I'm late for a
I
meeting.
went along with
I'm
the
sorry.
I literally would say, is she not like a young sexy Carrie Ann Moss?
911, what's your emergency?
Right? I literally
I think
was
I'm
about
being
to say that.
followed.
Listen back, you'll see me go, wait, is she? And then you jumped in. I swear that's
I
what
know
I was
you're
gonna say.
close. Are you scared?
Mate, how many times does she see him? I'm like, on the third time, I was like, nah, at that point, just drive.
Do you think you're the first one to say that?
I know fear when I see it. It's all in the eyes.
Janice is in the house. Hello, Janice.
People think they can hide it, but they can't. Not from me. Prove to me that I'm wrong.
Good scene.
You hear me?
Oh, aye. We'll get into that.
I
later on.
am coming for you.
No shit, Sherlock. Alone.
Oh, yeah.
Alone.
See, I don't know if this is something that kind of crossed my mind when I was watching it, right? The thing is, in the UK, if you came across a guy that looked like that, you'd be like, what? Psycho, pedo, whatever, right? In America, he could be the nicest guy in the world or the craziest psycho.
I
Do you
feel
know what I
like
mean?
he's a juice man. Like the guy that turns up, honks his horn, and everybody goes, oh, let's go out and buy juice for a van. And you get biscuits there too. Remember those folk?
No.
There used to be a guy called Jim the Juice Man, right? Funnily enough, I think he did get chased
That's
up
a
for-
horror film waiting to happen.
Right? The thing is,
Jim,
I
Jim the
remember-
Juice Man.
I remember saying to my mum, whatever happened to Jim the Juice Man? I don't see him anymore. I got thingied for, like, his wife apparently was interfering with our girls. I was like, of course he was. He's Jim the fucking Juice Man. Hey, let me just say something before we go ahead. It was my 31st birthday the other day, and J-Mac, I cannot thank you enough for putting me onto this beautiful bourbon that I have never tried until then. I saw it and I thought, do you know what? When I opened this, postman handed me a box. I opened it and I went, that's such a J-Mac bottle. That's such a J-Mac thing. I thought, but it's brilliant. And I went like that. Ready? Oh, there it is.
A beautiful noise, isn't it?
It is. And I went, oh, that smells all right. Right now, I've got bottles that I said to myself I'd tan before I get to the good stuff. Kind of stuff that you're like, I get rid of that before I go to the good stuff. But see this, as you can tell, my birthday was only a couple of days ago, and I can't put it down. So thank you, mate. That means a lot to me. Just even a wee gesture like that means it's a ton, mate. Thank you for that.
No, you're very welcome, man. And I have to say there's something so much more satisfying about a bottle of booze that goes boom than a bottle of booze that goes. You know what I mean? There's Facebook user.
Facebook user says, "What are you implying about America, there, J-Mac?"
Oh, nothing about
but,
America. Just just the fact that in the UK, somebody who looked like that would be immediately suspicious, whereas in America, that could be your friendliest guy ever next door or your biggest psycho on the planet. That's all I'm saying. What is that? Oh, that's some what do you call it? Spammy shite.
Yeah. I wonder who goes about. I don't know.
So I'm playing nothing about America.
I go back and listen to all our other episodes. I'm sure you've never heard J-Mac mention anything about America. And we've got a lot of great friends in America. Great, amazing people. People like Todd Surprise, and
Janice.
other folks. Janice. We have Doug Curtis, a good friend. We've got lots of friends from America. We love American people.
America.
Oh, no way. Facebook user. By the way, Facebook user is cool. Why is he coming up as Facebook user?
Did we block him or something?
No,
Did you
no.
block us, Cole? What are you doing?
Cole must have blocked us.
He's
Probably-
blocked us, then commented and given himself up as a blocker.
I know. Mate, what the hell? Why is it coming up as? Do you know what? It's probably
That's
he's probably.
nice to
using-
hear from you, though, Cole.
I know. Looking forward to catching up, Cole. Absolutely. Aye. Cole's one of our great American friends.
Yes.
Yes. So, know who's no one of our good American friends? Evil killer man who looks like James Hetfield from the movie Alone. Mate, a couple things about this movie really had me going, come on, right? But we'll get to that when it gets to it. This is your typical, I've seen it all before kind of movie, right? We've seen that
It
a
should have
million
been.
times.
Should have been.
There are a couple real elements when you were saying about it's everything that would happen and stuff. No, because if you get smashed in the face with a tire iron 4 times, chances are you're no getting back up.
I love
Get
the
what I
fact
mean?
I love the fact that you called it a tire iron.
Isn't that what it's called?
No, that's what an American would call it.
Oh, here we go again, mate. What you got against Americans?
Nothing. That's just the American term. What we
What's-
call
what's-
it is what's the word?
Well, what is the
There's a tire iron. We call it somebody from this country. Help me. What is this called? It's not a
A
tire
wrench?
iron. It
Crowbar?
it's a it is a wrench. Oh
Is it?
shit. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, if you get smacked in the face with one of those, it's not the most pleasant of things I could imagine. So the way the film starts off is your typical. It's like, okay, this is a widowed woman. Do we know she's widowed from the beginning?
Aye, because she's like this. When she's looking at the iPad. She's looking at the iPad at her and her fella. And she's like that. It happens right at the start. A crowbar, says Brian McLaughlin. I don't know.
No, it's not a crowbar. It's not a crowbar.
Crowed, innit? A crowbar.
A crowbar's crowed. Well done. Jesus. No, it's not a crowbar because it's got a wheel nut thing on the end of it for getting your wheel nuts off. What the fuck is it called? Why can't
Janice says it is a lug wrench.
not again a lug wrench? That's a very American term. We call it something different.
Which is what a problem.
Not that it matters. It really doesn't matter. If somebody can come
You
up with
keep
the
saying
right
this
thing.
word. It's an American thing. It happens to be.
But it
an
is.
American-
There's Americanisms that have happened to the English language over the years that, like, they call glasses eyeglasses just to remind them where they put the fucking things, right?
Where's Kevin Webster when you need him?
Aye.
Says Matthewman.
Kevin Webster. Is it for Coronation Street? Aye, the mechanic, Coronation Street. You know, I was thinking, is that something
That's
Webster's,
right.
Webster's
So it is.
dictionary or something? I was like, no, it's not as complicated as that.
Ivan Webster.
It does. It kind of kicks off as your standard fare, like the lone woman making a lone journey across the country, and then she starts getting not followed. There's almost like a road rage type of incident that just kind of escalates, but then de-escalates, escalates, de-escalates, and the tension building was fantastic. I have to say, it was.
Well, aye. What I liked about it, though, do you know
I
what-
sense some
No.
disagreement.
Do you know what I
there,
did like about it? The fact that she wasn't playing the stupid idiot. Where you go, come on. He's like, there's my car broke down. Why take us down the road, up the petrol station? And she's like, no, Danny. She brings her window down just enough to get his fingers in, right? And then she's like, nah, man, nah. And he's like, oh, why just take us up though? She's like, nah, though. He's like, why just take us up though? Because I need to get there. And she's like, I'll get them to come to you. And she just drives away. Smart lady. She's obviously leaving her normal life to come out to the woods because that's what you do usually when your husband's dead. Some folk do that, right? So she's trying to, I don't want to wait for my life. And she's driving up the
She's
hills.
driving up Dawson's Creek, is she?
so she's away up, getting all the patter right in her car, greeting and everything, and then for some reason, what I would have liked to have been explained to me is why her, like, because you can't. There was a wee bit of an operation going on there, eh? Like, I've got the goods, yeah. Don't worry and all that. I'll be, I've got this one, and he talks about having done it before. I feel there may be a sequel or a prequel in here, right, where it's like the Return to Hetfield or the early days, you know. The early days with Dave
Hetfields
Mustaine.
and the McCoys. I think the fact that he looks like James Hetfield has to get brushed aside for a wee while. But there's a Matthewman waiting there, right? There's Matthewman is waiting there in the wings to do some kind of Metallica Alone mashup.
Have it my way, and Matthewman will be busy for a wee while working on a big project. Isn't that right, Matthewman?
Oh, I feel I am unprivy to a conversation that has happened without me. I'm sure I will hear what it is after this.
No. I'll give you the gist there, right? I'll give you the gist there. A certain friend of ours has a certain documentary about a certain, shall we say, character. Not a character, but a man behind the character that may have lived on Elm Street at some point and then came back and started slashing up teenagers, right? So
may have lived on Elm Street. Who might that have been?
Could be anybody. But the thing is, lives on Elm Street, documentary coming out, and they're needing an artist to work on their art. And I was like,
You did the David
Matthew
Brent.
Man! Mate, I went like that with my eyes. I went, Matthew Man! Anyways, this is something Matthew Man needs to do because it's right up his street. It was made for him. He's the perfect guy for it. But hopefully it all works out and you see his work out there being promoted by the man himself. But listen, I can't say too much about it, so we'll just right.
I can't say too much about it except there's a documentary about a guy that lived on Elm Street.
And that our pal made it. And that Matthewman would be great to do the artwork on it. So he may be busy.
Let me just read this comment here.
Sharon Stewart. This is a new name.
Stewart.
Nice to be speaking with you, Sharon.
Watched it last night. It was rubbish. I actually started to not like the female actress. Over the top at the end and just not believable. Could not have cared less if she had been killed.
Oh,
you sound sympathetic. Tell us more about yourself, Sharon.
In fact, Sharon, in the comments, please tell us what you would have done, right? At the point where you realize for the third time that you're seeing this guy, right? What would you have done? I want to be descriptive in the comments. Tell us, Sharon. Sharon! Tell us, Sharon!
See, for me, what this film did was show me once again what a proper film can actually be, without the overuse of CGI, without too many characters diluting a story that didn't need diluted. This is a very focused movie on a few characters that you can get invested in very, very easily. I mean, you've got your female protagonist, you've got the stalker, killer, Hetfield guy.
You've got the guy that comes out to be like, oh, I'll help you, and then he starts, and you're at home going like, you're a dafty, you're getting killed.
As soon as you seen him, as soon as you seen Dr. Chilton, you were like, you're dead, mate.
You're dead, and he's got a gun.
You're like, right, Robert, you are now, from now this point forward, Robert, you are known as Bobby, and you are out. Bobby's dead. Bobby's spoiler alert, by the way. Bobby gets panned.
Quite a shame as well. And here's the thing as well. Pardon me.
Here's the thing.
Sorry, apologies. We're all human here, right?
That's the exact noise that Ricky Gervais makes in Extras when he's playing the genie. He's like, oh, I've never had, I don't know.
I'm sure now that's twice you've
homosexual innuendo
by Rishi Gervais. There's one point where she goes, and I thought it was very well acted because I was watching it, and she runs like hell for him. He's coming after her. She's now faced with the rapids, the water flowing down the river. It's going like mad, right? She looks at it, and she looks at him, right? And without saying a word, she jumps. And I said to my wife, I go, she's going to jump. And what she said without saying anything was, I'd rather take my chances and die in there than have to go back to that wee jail cell and get fucking touched by you, can.
That's exactly it. It's that choice between certain death or a chance of death. Do you know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
it's
Not
like the
even that,
lesser
but
of
that
two
guy's probably
evils.
going to take her back to that room, rip all her clothes off, and start licking her. It's easier just to be sleeping with the fishes. Sharon says.
Start liking her. I was watching Terminator 2 the other night with Murray, and it was that bit where the orderly licked
That
her
got cut
face.
out on the TV version,
It's
by the way.
so creepy, man. It's
I
just
know, I know.
nasty.
And do you know what the thing is? See about that as well. It's not the first time he's done that. It's not the
No,
first time he's
there's so much more in
Right.
the director's cut.
I'd like to speak to Big James. Let's get him on. Sharon Stewart said, it had potential to be good, but lost it. Why would any woman who has been kidnapped by this weirdo try to steal his car? To get away from him?
She was in a situation where she had, by the way, the ultimate skelf, right?
I know.
That skelf moment,
That
right?
was the skelf, mate. That
I
was
think if I
that was
had
a
a skelf,
penetration.
if I had a skelf like that, I would have stole Ted Bundy's car when he was still in it, right? to get the weight off my foot with that
Oh.
skelf in it. For anybody who doesn't
Syrian.
know what a skelf is, it's a splinter, right?
Splinter.
It's just ow. Like as soon as
Not
it
the
happens,
kind of splinter that raises turtles like a different one.
no, but as soon as that she's running through the woods to get away from this guy, and then you just hear this kind of crunch, and she falls over and looks at her foot, and I was just going, "Ah!
I remember doing this face.
Ah!"
And I was also like, hey, that was very well done. Looked like it came right at her foot. Sharon, please tell us from the point where he's like, oh, my car's broken down. The third time she encounters him, and she's like, nah, this guy's creepy. What would you have done, right? Your car, how is it he gets her out again? Her car breaks down or something, eh?
Well,
That's
see,
it. Her car breaks down and she's out.
this is the thing that that didn't quite add up for me. It's like because her car, it seemed to just start misbehaving, then it kind of went off the road and excuse me, into a ditch, and then she inspected the tires, and there was like a slash in the side of the tire, and I was like, well, if there's a slash in the tire, she would have noticed that straight away as soon as she drove away. Like
Yeah.
if he slashed her tire,
We
And
have
then
to
when I looked at
allow. Mate,
I
I
looked
think
at
you're
it.
allowed like 3 points in a movie. You're allowed like 3 things you'll let go. That's where I'm like, okay. We had to get there, and it just wasn't up to it, right? I think there's 3 points we have to let go. Sharon, you should come in here more often. Eden Lake was a great film. That stars what's his face? Jack, what's his face? The boy that for Scrubs, and it had the boy from This Is England. I thought that was an alright movie as well. What I didn't like about Eden Lake was the fact that a bunch of wee numpties were chasing adults about the forest. I thought that, come on.
I think
Come
it was a decent commentary on the youth of today and how unruly they can
Aye.
be.
Aye.
But
Matthew
the,
says,
the
I like.
whole,
Sorry.
the whole slashing the tire thing. Like I looked at it and I was like, right, okay, your tire slashed, but you could have gotten away easily,
Oh, aye.
easily gotten away. And the reason is it was only flat at the bottom. The rest of the tire was fine.
Aye. Matthew says, I like the
Fuck.
chase bits. I like the chase bits. Ending kind of lost me a bit. The foot skelf bit was cool though. Have you seen Eden Lake? What? Same kind of vibe, only without Ned's.
All right, I'm thinking that he might have made that comment first, and then Sharon might have said, "Oh, Eden Lake was
Mate,
class."
No woman called Sharon ever got her ass kicked, right? Like nobody's ever like that. I'm coming to get you, Sharon.
No,
You do
many
this the
men
other way about-
men have had their asses kicked by women called Sharon.
Sharon. You know the other way about it's this. That's Sharon, right? And then she catches up with you like and when Sharon catches up with you, right? You're about to hear what happens when Sharon actually.
Oh God, the overacting.
Mate, nobody called Sharon ever got their ass kicked in movies like that. It just didn't happen. But Sharon, this is the third time now. Tell us. I would like to know what you would do, right? And then tell us where you're from, and that'll kind of tell me whether you're able to date or not. I feel like Sharon's Scottish. Yeah.
Ah, they're kind of getting that vibe. We'll find out. She will tell us.
Well,
You
she'll
will
tell
tell
us.
us, Sharon.
This movie wasn't terrible. I felt at the start I was like, kind of when we getting into it, you know what I mean?
It does kind of take a while to get where it's going, but I don't know. For me, that was decent. It kind of gave you a decent time to build up the characters a wee bit, without just kind of diving straight into the kidnap stuff. I mean, a film like this could easily have just opened up in a basement and the kidnap's already happened. It was nice to actually get the build up to it and the fact that we know that her husband had committed suicide and she's on her own. I like it. I like how it just very quickly brushes over the fact that our man committed suicide.
No, he goes
and-
right into it when he's trying to antagonize.
Yeah, but all he's saying is that he was a coward, which is the standard fare for the approach of men's mental health. Nobody seems to give a fuck about it. So,
he's a coward. To be
not
honest,
even
no, see,
kidding.
I'm
Not
going to
kidding.
disagree with you a wee bit here. This movie,
Come on then.
well, and it's only this. He goes into a wee dialogue about saying, you know, it's your fault because when someone goes to take their own life, they reach out. There are signs, there are cries for help, and it's where he's putting the blame on her shoulders, saying, "Look, he done that, but there were signs. There are always signs." I felt that it was a bit of an educational moment there for people to say, okay, well, if there's signs, maybe I should look for signs within my friends, within my family, within anybody. There are always signs, and then when you go back and watch that TV series, 13 Reasons Why, that for me, see that series, by the way, sat with me for a while after watching it, from a point of view that even you just saying something stupid or being quite shitty to someone for you seems, I only made a simple remark. For them, that could be another brick in that wall that's already tearing their life apart. And that was very descriptive, that series, to the point where I was like, I'm going to reevaluate everything I say to someone. I even reached out to a wrestler on Twitter a couple of years ago. The guy got released for WWE. And he was like, he said something, and I commented back, and I was like, but you're pish anyway. So, and then he messaged back, and he was like, no one asked for your opinion. And he blocked me, right? Years later, I now have a new Twitter account, and I seen him commenting on something because I follow him again. And I was like, I was a wee dick to this guy for no
Who
reason.
was it?
You'll never know him. He's not that good. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You'll never know him. He was shite.
I'm joking. His name is Bill James, right? I think
Bill-
he went back.
Mate, how would I not know him?
You do not know him,
Bill James.
right? His name,
Honestly,
and-
man. My favourite
What?
wrestler ever.
Okay, what was he called in WWE then?
Bullshit.
Exactly. That's what you're talking. No, he was called Bill Dempsey in WWE. Now, I reached out to him now and I apologized to him. I said, mate, years ago I had a Twitter account and I said something stupid and fucking arsey for no reason whatsoever. I said, I apologize and I hope that you're doing well. I says, that was fucking stupid of me and I was a fucking idiot. And he messaged back saying, thanks for that. Everybody makes mistakes and does stupid stuff. We're all human.
Aye.
And so for me, I took away a lot from that. So there's my teachable moment from that movie. It does resonate when people talk about men's mental health, women's mental health in general, that you might say something's quite stupid at the very point in time, thinking nothing of it. But at the end of the day, you don't know what's happening in their life. And that could be enough to fucking send them out of the fence. You know what I mean?
I mean, a lot
Matthewman says, was it John Cena? Frick that guy.
frick that guy.
Yeah,
Aye.
John Cena.
John Cena shared one of Matthewman's
He never shared it. He
artistic
posted it. Mate,
He posted one of Matthewman's artworks. Gave him
And
zero
the-
credit, and
the only
Matthewman's
thing you
like,
couldn't
"Here,
see
John,
was Matthewman's credit.
you're like, John, any chance you could give me some credit?" Dang it!
Here's the credit. You can't see me.
Again, I said that at the time. I was like, "That's the way the whole entertainment industry goes. It just tends to go, cheers."
I know. The thing is, John Cena saw that on Matthewman's Instagram, took it from Matthewman's Instagram, reposted it on his own Instagram, and cropped the part that has Matthewman's name on it.
It's like he
Now-
forgot the folk could actually see him.
I know. The thing is, I think because his posts are cryptic, I think that means that he's working on series 2, and that's his way of saying it. But hey, If I've not already stated this, Matthew Min is the man, and this is every reason why you should go to his Redbubble. Go to redbubble.com, type in "See Matthew Min Design," go and check out his stuff. Check out his Instagram. Go follow him. The guy literally is an artistic genius. This is him here. I don't know if you can see it at the bottom. CMD, Craig Matthew Min Design. Literally, if anybody's listening to this or watching this in the archives, listening to it on Spotify, go find him. If you ever need anything artistic done, go find him. If you're in the industry, go find him. He is the guy. The guy. Sorry,
he,
plug.
he is very, very good. He's very, very
But
good.
I've got some Matthew Mins hanging up my wall here, like VJ Shark's right there as well.
WJ Shark's hiding behind that bookshelf. That was nice of you.
Sorry,
No.
see, to be
Sorry,
honest,
where's the best place for J Mac's face? Behind a fucking bookshelf.
sorry, it's a CD rack. No, to be honest, the CD shelf was here. But
I just showed my age behind a
Right.
bookshelf, and you corrected me with your generation saying it's a CD rack.
CD that came later. But it was initially here. But the issue was I kept banging my seat off it, so I had to move it there. So yours was on display because look how prime it is right behind me. I want it to be seen. We'll work that out. Any road alone. Would you say you would ask someone to watch it?
I would
you must
recommend
go
it.
ahead and watch it. It's all
Um,
right. I'd say this is how I'd say it to you. J-Mac, you need to watch this thing on Netflix. First off, I don't even think I'd say you'd need to watch it. I'd say, J-Mac, watch this thing on Netflix if you fancy it. It's called Alone. It's all right. It's a wee bit slow getting into it, but it'll pass the time. You'll probably enjoy watching it with a wife. Is that fair?
I mean, it's like if you're into NHS specs and massive tashes, you'll fucking love it.
And Carrie Ann Moss.
Honestly, the similarities between Carrie Ann Moss and her, for me, were just so
Same.
evident.
I'm glad we've seen that. Hey, if you could pick to go on a date, right, with Carrie Ann Moss or her, who would it be?
Her.
But then if you go on a date with Carrie Ann Moss, you can talk about filming The Matrix and hanging out with Keanu Reeves. Are you sure it's still her?
I don't know. I guarantee you she'd be more interesting. I think Carrie
You
Ann
think
Moss.
so?
Carrie Ann Moss is probably. She's been. What's the word? She's fed up with that industry, man. She's fed up.
Think so? Well,
aye,
the thing is,
I think so.
So let me rephrase that question. If you could go on a date with Carrie Ann Moss or her, and there's no guarantee or no chance whatsoever of getting intimate with either of them, who are you going on a date with?
Both of them.
No, you can only choose one.
Still her.
Really? I was like,
Aye.
Carrie Ann Moss.
Still no. Like, still her. Who? The one I can't even remember her fucking name.
That's a good sign.
I don't know, man. I found she was a decent actress. There was some of it was a bit too breathy and kind of over the top. I also found that the sound design was a bit funky sometimes. I found that some of the Foley work was quite over the top and obviously trying to cover up audio problems during the filming. But you can tell it's a low budget film. That film probably cost less than what, 3 million.
Still was decent for what they've done.
No, absolutely. But
Mhm.
I think with the process that we're going through just now, making our little film, I think you realise that there are certain things that have to be kind of tweaked or adjusted, or you need to overcompensate with some things to cover up the failings in other areas. And I think it's pretty. Well, the creaky tree noises. There was creaky trees. There was birds. There was crickets. Crickets never shut the fuck up. There was so much cricket. So much cricket. It was like summer in UK. Sorry, not the UK. Summer in England. So much cricket. We don't do cricket in
My
Scotland.
dad came to see me the other day, obviously in Bathgate, and there's all these seagulls. Like, ah! He's like, it's like being at the beach.
I know. So why do you call them seagulls? They should be called hanging about the chippy gulls.
I know. Mate, what's with this person? Hey, I'm just going to do this for 1 second, right? Pause this for a sec. Naked HD XYZ want to find love. We will help. Please, just drop the whole I'm a bot thing for a minute. and just be genuine with us for a minute, right? We will humor you, and I swear, if you give us some good patter, J-Mac will take you up on your request to help him
No.
find love, right?
J-Mac will not, because apparently your idea of good night out is to give somebody a kiss, stick your thumb up their arse, and make them sweat. So get yourself a cuff. I'm not interested. I've had
He's
plenty
like,
of
I
that
fell for
recently,
that
and I've had
before.
enough.
He's like, I fell for that before.
Say, thumb.
You said you'd help me find love. That's no love.
Tell you what, I have found my sexual limit.
Oh, sake, man.
Look at my hair.
I think that just happened during the process of this podcast. I think this movie, for me,
I feel like for me.
nah, I don't know. I think she twatted him in the head 4 times with a wee tire iron, and I think one of them, two of them at the most. Right, let me tell you why I call it a tire iron. Right, I grew up watching wrestling. Don't know if you know that, right? And in WWE,
GI.
in WWE, right, what I would hear when one of those utensils were brought to the ring was, "Oh my God, he's just hit him with a tire iron! My God, he's just hit him with a tire iron!" So that's why I know that as a tire iron. Yeah, it reminds me of my teacher who was colorblind, right? And he held up a yellow pencil and he's like, "Use this yellow pencil." And somebody went, "Saw. I thought you said you're colorblind." He's like, "Well, I am, David. Aye, but you cannot see yellow pencil. How come?" "Well, David, you see, when I was a child, my mum told me this was yellow. I see it different to how you see it, but it's yellow to me. I need a shite hat." And that was that.
It actually reminds me of one of the best sports commentary moments of all time. And it happened back in there was still a transition between going from black and white TV to colour TV. And this was the point where snooker was getting popular. And the commentators.
What point was that?
Snooker's so popular. Fuck off.
Aye.
Right,
Name your
so-
top 5 snooker players.
The commentator goes, so- he's like, so, okay, so I think he's gonna pop the red here, then he's probably gonna line up for the blue. For those of you watching in black and white, the blue is the one just behind the pink. Black and white, mate.
No one will ever remember that because this is as popular as women's football.
Oh
no!
You
Did I
can't say
something
that.
controversial?
I saw a
It's
great,
true.
brilliant
It's
meme the
true.
other day. Brilliant meme, and it was perfect, and it was like, men, it's coming out, it's coming out, it's coming, football's coming home. 60 years later, women, fuck's sake, I'll get it myself.
True. Hey, and hats off to them. Well done. Well done to the women's
done, the
team. They've finally
Lionesses.
done.
You've done well.
Do you think they could have done it against the same caliber, whatever? I don't know.
Well, playing against the men?
Aye.
No.
Nah,
Of course not. Don't be silly.
I don't know too much about football. I know it's a human game of ping pong. And I also know that everybody that steps onto the field is talented. I know that a lot of the guys are little bitches. I know this for sure. I see it all the time. Many times someone runs past them and a gust of wind hits them. They do.
You can't
400
bring up that. You can't bring up that thing I sent you earlier, could you?
What thing?
I sent you, didn't I?
Oh, you did. No, I cannot. I cannot bring it up.
Poor man, it's brilliant.
Janice is like, women's football? Not here in the States.
I've seen women's American football, and it's extremely appealing because for some reason they play in bikinis. It's fucking awesome.
One thing I would also like to say for all the female out there that play guitar is I would believe it to be an insult when someone says she's the female guitarist. I believe that women and men are just guitarists, and some of the women fucking can really shred. You ever notice that someone says, "Oh, that's the female guitarist," rather than just saying that's the guitarist? I think that does a discredit to them, and I'm not one of these PC folks or whatnot, but I do think that that's a wee bit of a shame because there are many there are many guitarists out there that happen to be female that can kick my ass at guitar. So they're more of a guitarist than me.
I was following a woman on TikTok who I think she was probably, I think she was like an American Asian She looked kind of Eastern, but she was American. She had an amazing guitar. She could shred like hell. Really attractive as well. But that was what I noticed first. I was like, geez, she's hot. And I was like, fuck, she can play guitar as well. And I think it's kind of built into you a wee bit. Like that's the first thing you look for is you go, oh, she can do something. And then, but that's something that's a wee bit funky, a wee bit wrong. But I deleted TikTok earlier today. I
Why?
got rid of it. Do you know why?
Isn't that
Because
right?
it's just full of adverts now. It's just full of adverts. It's full
You
of
would
people
think
that
someone that
people masquerading as TikTokers that are just selling shit. So, oh my god, yeah, I've been playing this game. As soon as they go, I've been playing this game, right? And you just see it in the corner. It's like download this game. You're like, fuck you
get
twice.
a hold of yourself, mate. You know you'll be back on that sooner than later.
Nah, that's me. Genuinely, had enough. It's pointless.
Okay, well, I'm going to
Absolutely
tell you this,
pointless.
right? See, the next time that I receive a TikTok link from you, which is basically how you communicate with me now, right? All form of communication stopped, and I just communicate to you now in TikTok links. When that happens, I'm putting it up on this show. Oh, you're going to fart. I've heard enough of them
Not
today.
bad. Aye, thanks for that.
Do you want to tell the story, even just from your point of view?
Well, from my point of view, I just got a message for you, and it was my mug on a billboard farting multiple times. And I was not expecting it. I mean, it feels different when you put something out on the internet. It's like, if people see it, it's funny, it'll make them laugh. But when you think about the fact that it's being played on a billboard near where you grew up, and somebody might see it, go, J-Mac. J-Mac having a good number of farts to himself and singing before his farts. So, thanks for that. That was an awesome little moment in my life.
Apologies, mate.
I mean, there's many things I can be proud of, but that's definitely not one of them.
Thinking about this, mate. Wee Mac, right? Young Wee Mac. If only he knew that years to come that his face would be on several billboards on a wall displayed to the public.
Yeah,
Think about it.
You made me famous.
Famous.
I got a famous anus.
A famous.
A famous.
Oh man.
So, thanks for that. Thanks for that.
Aye, this movie.
Movie review. That's what we're doing.
No, mate, this is a Jibber Jabber podcast. We're speaking about the movie. Obviously, the movie isn't that. It's not that much to have us be like, oh man, did we talk about this? Did we talk about this? Right? I mean, we've got 15 minutes left of the show. It's easy enough to say it was all right.
I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. I mean,
I
it
give
wasn't.
It a 5.
You give it a 5? Oh, that's
It was a
harsh,
good
mate.
effort. It was
Harsh.
a great effort. Whoever made the movie, bravo. You made a really good movie. As far as where it pecks on my pecking order, put it this way, it'll no begin in the collection on a physical disc. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of at the point now where I'll congratulate anybody that makes a movie, regardless of how bad it is. You still manage to make a movie. You manage to actually kind of get yourself out there and go through the process. Not an easy process. Go through the process and make an actual film. It's something that kind of learn as you go along the way. It's not as easy as you might think. You might sit down and complain about somebody's acting or complain that, oh, that's a bit fuzzy. Why is it no in focus? Fucking blah, blah, blah. Sit down and try it. Honestly, sit down and try it. See if you've got an idea. If you're watching this now and you've got an idea for a film, write it down. Write it down. Send it to us. We might make it. You never know. But it's not an easy process. And remember that next time you're sitting down at a film going, this is shite, by the way.
Hey,
you go, I'm going to check this on IMDb. Aye, 3.9. I thought so, by the way. Oh, what's that, Kev?
It's upside down. It's Under the Influence by J-Mac McCaig.
There you go. You read it yet? You read it? No.
If I'd have read it, I'd have spoke to you about it. I've not had a chance yet, man. Try to run loads of stuff, which you're very much aware of. We're in the thick of it. We have a film company. For anybody that doesn't know, we have a film company. We're making movies now. J-Mac's just written a short film. He pondered an idea to me one night. If for someone that says I shoot all his ideas down in Dema, well, right? He came up with a great idea, and I said in fucking capital letters, Write that son of a bitch right now. Right? Go for it because it sounds class. It sounds like something I would watch. There are many qualities to yourself, J Mac. You might not always see them or believe in them, but I motherfucking do. I did 4 years ago. I do today, and that just shows it. You put your heed to it, and there it is. And I printed it out so it's real. And hopefully, it'll be something that comes back with a wee green tick, and we can make it and we can show it to everybody.
Aye, there's the hope.
The
Um,
hope, mate.
And when I'm in it, my acting will be better than this.
Do you remember that
Be
part
better
in
than that.
Total Recall? No, Total Recall. Tango and Cash, where Kurt Russell's dressed up as a lady, and the guy says something to him, and he goes like that with his sunglasses. I always, as a child watching that movie, I used to go, ha ha, sticking the finger up to him. I got it straight out the bat.
Tango and Cash is class.
Tango
and
Cash
Class.
is class. Tango and Class, mate. Everything's getting a sequel. Where's Tango and Cash? Oh, by the way, did you hear Batgirl got canned?
Batgirl.
Got canned.
Oh, a shame. I'm sure it was going
50
to be
million
awesome.
they spent on that. 50 million.
Sure.
By the way,
That shows you how bad it was going to be if they went right. We spent 50 million on it, but fuck this.
There was a good cast that mate. Brendan Fraser was in that, so I'm quite gutted because I wanted to see him make his.
Can I just say something about Brendan Fraser? I hate it when people call him Brendan fucking Fraser. How often does
Fraser?
that happen?
I don't know.
How often does that
I
happen?
hate it when folk call him Brandon Fraser.
No, Brendan Fraser. His
Fraser?
name's Brendan Fraser. It's not difficult. It's Fraser, not Fraser. Fraser's not even a real name. I know. Stupid.
I know, guys. We've got a review coming up very soon of Red Heat.
Are we getting it?
It looks to be that we're getting it. I'm just going to say it. I don't give a fuck. It looks like we're getting the 4K to check it out.
That's
It's
awesome.
been re-released. Ideally, someone from the movie would be class. Unlikely that it's going to be who you think.
Come on, Belushi. Come on the Jibber Jabber.
If it ever comes on, I'll be like, mate, I messaged you about 40 times, right? And you never got back to me.
Is it who? Arnie?
Aye.
So because he's looked at every message and went, does anybody know what a fucking shagger is? It says, hey, shagger, want to come on my podcast? I do not know. I don't know what shagger is. But do you know the bit that always it still sticks in my mind is like a really funny moment for that film is where he walks into the hotel to check in, and his name's Ivan Danko, so he walks in and he just walks up to the guy at the reception and goes Danko, and the guy goes, "You're welcome."
Mate, I'm
so
looking
stupid.
forward to it. I would really like us to do something cool. Matthewman, see if you could do something cool for Red Heat. I could pass that on to the distribution company.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
And you can vouch for this, J-Mac. I'm all about spreading the wealth and making sure that the right people get the right opportunities. Can you not vouch? That's all what I'm all about. And I think Matthewman's an underspent talent, and it's just a matter of time before he gets
Before he makes it to the big time.
To the big time.
What was that?
I don't know. I was following you.
I was Armageddon, actually.
Huh? So I edited this together.
Is that you? Are you just stealing noises and putting them together?
Kinda. Think of it though. Mate, that has me weak. I showed a lot of that stuff to your sister the other day, and she just wasn't in it. I met Heather. She came into the cinema, and she's like, "Hey, I'm just here to see if there's a movie I can watch. I want to see Elvis." I'm like, "Sorry, pal. Elvis left the building a couple of weeks ago, man. I know we've still got posters up, but we need new ones, right?" And she's like, "Oh, it's different for me. I'm used to working on the other side." She's actually at the Pyramids right now, working on a couple of movies.
Who's this?
She's a Heather, right?
A Heather.
A Heather. and she's doing it for the big time. And I was like, mate, we have one of you. We've got one of you. She's called Heather. She's like, oh, you don't know where you'd be without her. I'm like, I know, right?
So, by the way, Hen, do you mind if I call you Heath?
Nah, I didn't ask permission. Matthewman says, love a wee Arnie movie. Imagine him popping up in a new Prey movie dressed as Comanche dude. Lol. Mate, Prey's coming out, and I wish I could play it in the cinema, but I can't. My hands are tied. Janice says, funny but terrifying. Lol. Janice. Mate, I feel there's some untapped stuff going on with Janice, man. Janice, I wish. I
think she could spin a good yarn. She could spin a good yarn.
I'll
she
say it
got
right
that
now.
look
See,
better.
One day when Jibber Jabber really makes the cash, and I'm hopeful one day, positive affirmations, we're going to fly everybody over from America, all our American friends, and we're just going to get a big booze up, a great night out. Todd Surprise will be there, licking like Eddie Van Halen.
It'll be a surprise party then.
Janice will be kicking about with her husband, doing a thing. Matthewman will be there in the corner painting like Bob Ross. It'll be bloody awesome. Janice says, I can spin a good yarn, Jay. What does that mean? Oh, tell me what that
Tell
means.
a good story. You spin a good yarn. Tell a good story.
Janice, come on the show, man. Come on. Janice says, I would love that. Mate, share this show with your friends. The more people that watch a show, we can kind of make money off that. We'll save up. We'll hire a hall. We'll book some flights. And everybody that's been part of our wee Jibber Jabber journey so far, mate, that would be like the best night out ever. Everybody, like
It would be.
Doug Curtis and what's his name, Andrew Dominic, going, yeah, I'll fucking kill you, mate. Right? Craig Fairbrass battering everybody in the corner, Billy Bob Thornton with his band. Mate, I beer. I want this so much. Please.
Yeah, I loved when we were talking to Andrew Dominic about Chopper, and he's like that. He's like, oh no, a lot of the stories he was telling were true. He just wasn't fucking there.
There's the man, send me a ticket. I'll come over the pond and do the show. Oh, mate, I am telling you, that will happen at some point. I promise you, mate. I promise you. Would love that. Would absolutely love that. Todd Surprise.
Todd, I hate to say it,
What
man, but that profile picture, man, you look like the guy in Happy Gilmore that tries to put him off. Jackass!
Todd is the man. Todd is the man. Make sure you guys check out Racing Boys, Todd's podcast that he produces. It's a radio show. It's absolutely him. And Todd is a fellow guitarist who loves to build them, shred them, paint them. I cannot speak highly of Todd A. Surprise. The guy is the man. Absolutely is. And I can't wait to have him back on. This year we'll have him back on. It'll be great. Janice says I would drink y'all under the table.
We're Scottish, not you fucking
You sure?
carry.
Yeah,
You just can't.
Sure.
No chance.
You might drink
No
me under the
chance.
table, but there's no way mate. He's a pro.
I've just spanked 2 bottles of sparkling water on this show, by the way.
Is it really? Just sparkling water. Mate, is this some Freaky Friday shit? Is this some Freaky Friday shit or what?
This is. There's been a body swap going on here. Kevin's tucking into the bourbon and I'm sticking into the council juice with fizzy bits in it.
What the hell, man? What the hell? What the hell? Guys, if there is a movie you would like us to review, please, I'd rather than us picking them, I'd love you guys to tell us what movie you think we would like. Ideally, one we've not seen.
I think we're going to have to do Prey. I personally think it's going to be absolutely awful. I really do. I think it's going to be terrible. But
really,
yep, we'll find out. I hope it's not, but I think it will be, which is an unfortunate thing. But I don't know. We'll just need to wait and see, won't we? We'll just pray that it's not as bad as it looks.
Prey. There's already a movie called Prey with Liam Neeson in it, right?
No.
I'm sure there is.
Great.
Prey. Great. You're right.
That was a good movie. I'm
going to say I was actually watching that movie with Vin Diesel in it, where it's about his D&D character. Try to get into D&D. One of my kids has got a wee bit of a thing for D&D right now, which means I now have to learn how to play D&D so that I can be a parent and get involved with what my kids are interested in, and I may just learn something. Anybody out there that plays D&D in his class, hit me up. I'd like to learn a lot of stuff. Prey, the new Predator movie. Looks all right. Matthewman, you're watching next week, we do pray. Get your ass on this show. We're going to talk about it. In fact, this weekend. Let's
No,
do
I
it
don't
this
think it's
weekend.
out this weekend.
No, but we're going to do the watch along of Velocipasta
Velocipasta.
with
Mhm.
Matthewman. And any of you guys that are regulars on this show, if you want to watch along with us and you want to pop up on the screen, smash us a wee email, hit us a wee inbox, get on this show, right?
Yeah,
This
just
is
comment
our
during the
podcast.
show. Just put a comment up, and we will
Say, let
send
me
you
in.
the link. We'll send you the
Yeah,
link. Just
Matthewman's
click on
done it. Matthewman's done it. Janice says I have played D&D. Janice, if you're
She gets
a
better
good
and better,
DM,
doesn't she?
Janice is she's a treasure, mate. Todd Surprise says I'm going to see Bullet Train on Sunday. Oh, I'm playing that in the cinema that I currently run, and it's.
Do you run it? Do you run it?
I do. Smooth as a whistle right now. Smooth as a whistle right now. Beautiful. So I'll be checking that out too. Bullet Train. Nice. So if anybody wants to come on and watch Velocipasta with us, all you need is an Amazon account where you can watch it like that, and then a wee camera, jump on. Ideally, if you've got a microphone. If you don't, maybe something with headphones. Jump on with us. And we've got about 3 minutes left of this show, but jump on with us. Prey looks great. I think that'll be the next thing that we review. We're gonna, mate. I think it looks all right. Hey, if Matthewman's excited for it, and you know he's Predator out his tits, I'll be good with it. Do you know I was walking down the street? I've got 2 of the same Matthewman t-shirt. It's his design of Predator. It's even got his wee signature on it. Shout out to Matthewman. And I was walking down the street the other day, and a Daphne came up to me and was like, "It's a Predator in your shirt, eh? It's a cool design, eh?" And I was going to plug Matthewman, but I thought he probably doesn't understand what I'm talking about, so I just walked on.
But even when you were on the phone to me earlier on when you were showing my fart video, you walked outside the cinema and there was a guy like, film, by the way, I've seen that film.
Mate, his teeth were like black.
And you're just like, have you, aye?
I know, I just had no time for this.
I guess you just looked at me on the camera just like,
I know.
there was 2 words missing for the conversation. It was,
Todd says wearing the Jibber Jabber podcast t-shirt proudly. Thanks, guys. Mate, we owe you more than a Jibber Jabber podcast t-shirt. Thank you for being part
that's
of our
awesome though,
journey.
that a Jibber Jabber podcast t-shirt made it across the pond. That
Well,
traveled.
Janice should have some by now. I know that Heather was working on sending some for her and Ray, if I'm right, Ray Faust. You can check out our merch at jibberjabberstore.co.uk. We make a wee bit of money. We make enough money on this show to keep the show running. No enough to like go mental. And if we did make enough to go mental, we'd go mental. We'd come over to America. We'd hang out with all you all. But we don't know
We'd
yet.
come and stay with you. It's all right. We just come and stay with you. We can't afford a hotel. Like, we'll just stay here. But
thing is, though, we absolutely would love to. So share this podcast with your pals if you think somebody would enjoy it. We love speaking to you guys just as much as you guys may enjoy checking us out. But the show is pretty much over now. We've got seconds left. J-Mac, would you like to say anything before we go?
no, just thanks again for tuning in. Keep watching. Everything gets more interesting every time we do. So just keep watching, keep tuning in, keep doing your thing, keep sending your suggestions, keep sending your comments, keep sending everything you're doing. It's all fun, except you fucking troll with your find love at splashythumbum.com.
Screw that person, guys. It's been a pleasure. Next week we'll be back with Prey. We'll also be back with a watch along with Velocipasta. Check out Matthewman. Check out our stuff. If you like our merch, grab some. We love you guys, and thank you very much for tuning in to our Jibber Jabber podcast. This has been a blast as always. Take it easy, guys. You guys are the best, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Namaste.
Namaste.